Hey, welcome back, and it is now time for the second lesson of our 7-part series on how and why emotional intelligence is so important to your child. Now, let's focus in on these principles that are emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is just a basic terminology that kind of encompasses many different skills. And one of the big ones is social skills. As an educator, I see that all the time, how social skills play a role in a child's everyday life. And this is the thing, is that so many times we leave it upon just their normal God-given ability to socialize. This is that in their personality. Oh, they're shy. Oh, they're very outspoken. Oh, they can do this, they can do that. They get what they want. And a lot of times it is not good enough just to allow your child to just kind of go along with the flow, because many times they're missing an opportunity that they would love to be able to interact and use some of these skills to be able to open up many different doors to opportunities that they would like, whether it be in school, at the park, at their friend's house, at their grandparents' house, whatever the case may be. Social skills are a huge part of a child's success and enjoyment. Now, part of social skills is communication. Now, communication is a very big deal, because communication is not necessarily a God-given gift. It is a practiced, self-taught communication skill. It's a skill that will allow them to, and in turn, enjoy some of these benefits that come with practiced social skills. Now, communication is something that you need to sit down with your child and explain the importance of clear communication, whether it be to their teachers, to their friends, to whoever it is they're talking to, and understand that when you appropriately communicate to other people, the chances of you getting what you want is much higher than you just assuming that somebody understands what you're saying, or not communicating your want or need, and in turn many times it doesn't happen at all. One of the big parts to communication and social skills is how to make friends. Now, this is something that many times, once again, we just kind of leave it up to the environment or the situation, but many times children aren't prepared and given the techniques and the skills to help them make friends. What do they say when they go up to talk to somebody? What should they do? What type of situation is a good time to try to make a friend? Is it a scenario where it is conducive to making friends? All of these type of things we would have to get into more detail, but in a basic view, you really want to sit down and think about how to help your child make friends. That is something that is not going to be something that's just super easy for them. Some kids are better than others. Some kids just walk right up and say, "Hey, do you want to be my friend?" And the guy says, "Sure." and they go from there. Other times it's not so easy for them. But for those of you, and for those our friends whose child does not communicate as easily, that's not a second nature, sitting down with them and giving them some A, B's, and C's on how to communicate, them being at the park, being at the swimming pool, them being at a friend's house. All of these things are something that you will want to sit down and talk about with your child, and come up with things that are appropriate for your family and how to make friends. Another big one is how to set your child up for success in a group. Anytime you're in social skills and your communication and you're making friends, and now you're in this large group, that's another big scenario for your child to be successful, and use some of these tips to really make it much easier for your child to fit into a large group and understand some of the do's and don'ts that come with that. For instance, one of them will be, obviously, you want to be part of the group, but at the same time, you don't want to be a scenario where you're taking over all of the communication. At the same time, you don't want to be the person in the back not really doing anything either. So some of these small basic techniques that you can talk about with your child, and we can get into more detailed versions of this if you would like. And let me know in the comments below. Let me know. Email me at bestkidsolutions.com. In this case, it would be bestkidsolutions@gmail.com. And let me know if we want to go through some of these more detailed techniques. But I really wanted people just to get an idea of how important these social skills are, how dealing with kids in groups, that's a huge one that I see in my quarter of a century of education. That's a big one for your child's betterment. And obviously a big one is how to make friends. That is a huge one. And obviously communication is just a slam dunk. When they get better at communication, whether it be with friends or teachers, or even just communicating what they need and want with you as a parent, it really does make a big difference. All right, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed the second lesson on social skills. Here in a little bit, we'll get into lesson 3.